And action. Spav, do you like my hat?
Well, of course. It's a great hat.
Thank you. I got it in the thrift store episode. Spav, what are we doing today?
Well, today we are looking at the top cards in Legacy from the Strixhaven set.
Magic the Gathering. Cue music. Okay, and...
Okay, top Strixhaven cards for Legacy Magic the Gathering. No really particular order, just some cards to look out for if you're a Legacy player from the new set.
Okay, this one's called Fracture. It says destroy target artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker. I don't like the picture at all. It scares me.
Right. So this card is for white-black decks. It's some instant removal. It's not necessarily kind of an upgrade. It might find a spot in some decks that are these colors. It might be a good sideboard card if you know you're going up against artifact, enchantment, or planeswalkers, or you might want to run one or two just to kind of test it out. It is a non-common. We got some prices here. For the non-foil version, it is maybe about $2, $2.25. And for the foil version, if you want to splurge a little bit, $3. I don't know why the foils are just only fractionally more than the non-foil version.
Oh, you're different joke? Fracture and like...
Oh, yeah. Hey, there you go. Mine is not a good picture, according to...
No, I don't like it. It scares me. Alright, this one also is terrible. It's called Rip Apart. It says choose one. Rip Apart deals 3 damage to target creature, planeswalker, and destroy target artifact or enchantment. That sounds like a good card, but I hate it.
Yeah, again, this is kind of a utility card for red and white decks. It's a sorcery, though, and it is an uncommon, so you might want to run one or two if you're playing those colors. It gives you a little bit more versatility than some other cards, since you can deal the 3 damage to a creature or planeswalker or destroy an artifact or enchantment. You might want to consider it for a sideboard card if you are a little more, have some budget concerns. But we do have some prices here. Non-foils running maybe $1.50, $2, and the foil version's a little bit closer to $3.
Any benefit to foil other than looking pretty?
Yeah, it looks pretty.
I like pretty.
I'm kind of noticing a trend though with these Strixhaven cards that the foil prices don't really have too much of a premium over the non-foil versions. It's unusual.
Alright, this one's Vanishing Verse. Exile target monocolored permanent. I don't exactly hate it. I don't like it.
Yeah, again, this is for white and black. They got a little bit more support here. It's an instant. It's a rare. I don't know. I guess they might have erred on the side of caution by listing this one as a rare, but there's a lot of monocolored permanents in Legacy, like Tarmogoyf, Delver, most of the goblins monocolored. Some planeswalkers monocolored. So yeah, this is a pretty versatile card. I don't know if it's going to be a 4 of or auto include in white black decks, but it looks like they're trying to pump up. I guess in Legacy it's called the homebrew or those kind of style decks. Yeah, black white, a little bit more support. We got some prices here. $2.99 for non-foil, up to about $3.50, $3.60 is what you're looking at. And then for some foil versions, maybe $4 or $5. Next card.
Witherbloom Apprentice. It's an okay picture. It looks like it's like late night and he's by himself. He wishes he was out with his friends, but they didn't invite him. So he's just here hanging out with his green flame. Anyways, Magecraft, when you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Oh, that's pretty cool.
So this guy is kind of the one all the Legacy players have been talking about. And he is comboing with Chain of Smog here.
Chain of Smog. Target player discards 2 cards from his or her hand. Oh, I like the his or her. That player may copy the spell and may choose a new target for that copy.
So what you do is you cast Chain of Smog with the Witherbloom Apprentice on the board. You target yourself infinite times, and you discard 2 times infinite, and you gain infinite life and deal infinite damage to your opponent.
Do you think this will get banned?
No, so players have been testing this out in a variety of decks. One of them here, here's a list of the decks. Delver decks, the black variant, Delver decks, black-green. Dark Depths has fitted in there as another combo in the Dark Depths. There's been a couple of Buried Phoenix lists, the black, blue, green lists. It's even been being tested in some traditional combo decks like Ad Nauseam, and then the 4-color control or threshold, old school threshold decks have been trying to fit it in. So a lot of players have been trying to fit it in their decks, and I think it's had like marginal success. Nobody's really kind of found a way to exploit it. It is pretty fragile. Fragile since they can be countered. The Witherbloom Apprentice can be removed, but people are going to keep trying. I think the two card combo decks are pretty tempting a lot of the time. So here's one of the deck lists. This deck just runs 2 Chain of Smog, but it does run 4 Witherbloom Apprentice. And it's just kind of like an alternate instant win condition for the deck. This deck is more, I think they called it Turbo Magecraft, and it is more kind of all in on the Witherbloom Apprentice and Chain of Smog combo. So yeah, we'll kind of see where it ends up. I'm going to keep an eye on it. We have some Chain of Smog coming. You might see them in a future mail opening video. This deck, I think it's the one that's found the most success so far. It not only runs the Witherbloom Chain of Smog combo, but it combos well with this deck or this card called Raven's Crime. Yeah, go ahead, read the Raven's Crime.
Okay, Raven's Crime. Target player discards a card. Retrace. You may cast this card from your graveyard by discarding a land card in addition to paying its other costs.
Yeah, this card isn't new, but it's kind of playing off the Witherbloom a little bit more to get some more value from the Witherbloom before you cast the Chain of Smog, or if you're not able to cast the Chain of Smog. So that's a couple of new deck techs that are here with Strixhaven. If you're looking to buy the Witherbloom Apprentice, you can pick it up for maybe $1.50, $2. It looks like the foil version might be running a little bit closer to $2 or more. So keep an eye on that one.
This one looks familiar to me because we got it in our Strixhaven pack opening episode. It's called Professor Onyx. There's a lot of words in there that I'm letting you read yourself.
Yeah, we don't have to read this one.
She's pretty. I like her outfit. This is probably my favorite card I've seen thus far. Yeah.
Yeah, so we opened an extended art non-foil version. But if you are looking to pick this up, you can test it out with the Chain of Smog, with Witherbloom Apprentice. I think some people might be including this as a 1-of or a 2-of in their mono black or black X decks. About $15, maybe a little bit cheaper if you find a deal, and obviously a lot more if you want the extended art or the foil version. So here's some other Apprentices, similar to the Witherbloom. I don't know if you want to read all of them.
I'm just going to comment on their pictures. They remind me of that firebending and that show.
Yeah, there's one from each of the schools.
Yeah, like
Avatar?
the Avatar. Reminds me of the Avatar. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're all at the uncommon level. I guess they're all 2/2s. People have been trying to see if these have found a home too. I think the Silver Quill Apprentice, might have a shot, but yeah, I mean, if you're looking to pick those up, they should be pretty cheap at uncommon too, and maybe test them out. The only kind of restriction is you've got to run the 2 colors. So that in Legacy that might hold you back a little bit.
Do we already have this?
No, this is
different?
Witherbloom Command.
Okay, Witherbloom Command. There's a lot of words there. It looks like good words though.
Yep. So these, there's a set of these, one for each school, and it has kind of found a home in some Dark Depths and an Epic Storm list, kind of as a sideboard card. Since the cost is pretty cheap at 1 black and 1 green, and then you can choose 2 of the options on there. They sometimes can use it as like a target, as a wish target, Burning Wish, to grab it if you need it. There's a lot of versatility there. So here's a deck that it's used in. This is as a one-of in the sideboard and in the Epic Storm list. And then there are similar cards for the other schools as well. But they might not have enough value for their mana cost to find a place in Legacy. Here's some of the prices. They're still pretty cheap, at under $2 for non-foil. And here's our next card, Silver Quill Silencer.
Okay. As Silver Quill Silencer enters the battlefield, choose a non-land card name. Whenever an opponent casts a spell with a chosen name, they lose 3 life and you draw a card.
Yep, so this one kind of has like a sister card in Legacy already called Meddling Mage, where when Meddling Mage enters the battlefield, you choose a non-land card name and then the opponent can't play that card at all. So it's in different colors. It's white black instead of white blue, but still it's up in the air, unsure if it's gonna replace Meddling Mage or play alongside it, or is just not good enough at all. So time will tell, but right now it's still pretty cheap, under $2. So if you want to test it out and pick it up, feel free, give it a shot.
Okay, solve the equation. Search your library for an instant or sorcery card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle. Sounds like a nice card.
Yeah, so for 2 and 1 blue, that is a little pricey for Legacy. It's non-common, it's a sorcery. It's about like between $2.50 $3 right now for a non-foil. But it's kind of a budget version for some cards that you might be priced out of for other decks. Personal Tutor or Intuition, very similar card. So if you're not able to drop, the $85 or 130 to 160 for Intuition, then that might be a good replacement for you. And then we have Elite Spellbinder.
Elite Spellbinder. Okay, it's a fine picture. I'm okay with it.
Let's
see. It's kind of got a wispy little thing going on. I don't know how I feel about that.
Let's see. Bring it up on the. Here we go.
Up on the. Okay, it's like a woo. That's how it is. It's like a woo.
All right. He has flying, and when Elite Spellbinder enters the battlefield, you look at target opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card from it. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it. A spell cast this way costs 2 more to cast. So, yeah, there's a lot of words on the Strixhaven cards you're finding out.
Oh, yeah, that is true, Spav.
That's a common complaint among players, is these cards are very wordy.
Yeah, and then it leaves less room for flavor text, honestly. And I love flavor text. I haven't been reading them to y'all Only if I find them especially interesting. But when I'm just playing the game and it's there in my hand, oh, cool. You know, just something.
So this card's around $3 right now, or almost double that if you want the extended full art foil. And it's found a home in this deck. It got 7th place in a Legacy Challenge. Challenge Habsburger. That's a good name, Habsburger.
Is it like a perk?
Yeah, that's his username, I guess, or her username. They were testing it out in kind of like a Maverick deck, green-white. You have a
like
similar
mine,
deck,
yeah.
They ran it as a 3-of, it looks like. I mean, they found some marginal success. So we'll see if it kind of finds some spots in other decks that are kind of similar, maybe Death and Taxes, or I guess it's a human, maybe a human's deck, something like that.
Okay. Sedgemoor Witch. Looks like a creepy little. You know that movie with the llama?
Yeah.
It looks like the lady from that.
Okay, Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, it looks like the bad lady. Human warlock. Okay. Goth woman.
So this has Menace and Ward, pay 3 life. Whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, an opponent controls, counter it unless that player pays 3 life. And then it also has Magecraft. When you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token with this creature. When this creature dies, you gain 1 life. So Magecraft again.
Okay.
So this is a little bit more pricey. Some of the full arts are around $20.
You can
yeah,
still.
$4 maybe if you want to get a near mint regular version.
I gotta ask you, Spav, are you buying any of these?
Yeah, a couple of them you might see in some mail opening episodes.
Oh.
But Legacy player Peter Vanderham has been testing the Witch out in his kind of Delverish deck here. So yeah, that's kind of some of the new cards. I'm sure there are some others that might pop up over the next few weeks, and some more that we might have missed as well. So yeah, good art, bad art.
Yeah, I'm happy with the art. I mean, I think it matches their little Hogwarts theme. Yeah, I'm happy with the art. I mean, it's not the best I've seen in Magic, but it's not the worst either.
Yeah, maybe we might have to do a future episode and go through not all of them, but we'll go look at all the art and pick out the top art from the set.
Oh yeah, I'd enjoy that.
Okay. So in conclusion, yeah, a lot of people are testing a lot of stuff out. A lot of 2-color support cards got added. Magecraft is the new keyword that people in Legacy are trying to exploit. The Smog combo seems the most popular. And then, yeah, the foil prices are pretty close to some of the non-foils, so if you're looking to get the premium cards, now might be a good time to pick them up before they're all gone. I do have some thanks for this episode too. A lot of the research I did was from reading people's comments on Reddit. I'm watching a lot of the YouTubers, the Legacy YouTubers, to see what they were doing. The websites that track a lot of this data, MTG Goldfish, MTGDex.net, eBay for a lot of the prices, and the Wizards of the Coast website as well had some of the Legacy decks. And just thanks, a general shout out to all the content creators for Legacy, and all the players for continuing to support and evolve our format. Nice hat.